Hey everyone, welcome to Rocket Rambles. I'm ending this series hiatus because I really need to ramble about something that was just announced around an hour ago at the time of me recording this, Sonic Dream Team. Out of nowhere, a new trailer appeared on the Sonic YouTube channel, and this caught me completely off guard. Another new Sonic game? Superstars just came out, and they're already announcing another one? Wow, I wonder what it is. But you know why I'm rambling about this. Not even 3 seconds into the trailer, and I'm hit with disappointment. The Apple Arcade logo. This is a mobile game tied to a paid subscription service. But this is different than previous Sonic mobile games. I'm not mad at the existence of a Sonic mobile game. They've existed for years, and we've gotten some great stuff from Sonic mobile games before, like the retro engine ports of Sonic 1, 2, and CD back in the day. That's how I first played those games, and many fans agree they're still the best versions of the games to this day. And also, maybe this is a hot take, but I kinda liked the Sonic Forces mobile game. It's just Sonic Dash, but as a competitive racer, and it's super fun. In fact, you could make a strong argument that it's better than the console version. But those were ports of old games and simple mobile games, not fully original 3D platformers. Sonic Dream Team is the biggest Sonic mobile game yet. It's got a fully animated 2D intro that looks spectacular. They got T. Lopes to compose the trailer music. It's got tons of original levels with a dream aesthetic that looks super neat. There's a cool, mysterious character too. Woo! And it has 6 playable characters: Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Amy, Rouge? Cream? Rouge and Cream are back, and they're both playable! That's amazing! I'm especially excited for Cream because I don't think she's appeared in any mainline game since, Sonic Generations in 2011? This is her grand return after 12 years of absence. At least Rouge has still popped in from time to time as a side character or playable in spin-offs, but seeing her in a 3D platformer again is still very welcome. Another thing I've missed from Sonic games are level-based 3D platformers, and this seems to be one. Personally, I'm not that big of an open world guy, so seeing Frontiers take that direction and supposedly setting up other games to do the same is a little disappointing for me. I know the cyberspace levels were supposed to be the compromise, offering levels within the open world, but the cyberspace stages were probably the worst part of the game, so it didn't really work for me. But now, boom, we're going back to the pre-Frontiers days of levels. That's exactly what I wanted! Whether these levels will be good or not, I have no idea, but from the brief glimpses we get in the trailer, they look cool. They seem to be much more wide and physics-based than the messy level design of Forces, so I have hopes for it. The plot seems to center around going into Eggman's dreams, which is a cool concept. What kind of dreams does a mad doctor have? Could we potentially explore his motivations or personality in unique ways through this? It reminds me of the premise of Psychonauts, which I've sadly never played before, but I know it does something similar to this where it turns people's brains and dreams into platforming levels. This idea could offer tons of unique locations and themes, as long as they don't use it as an excuse to reuse old locations like cyberspace because they're in his memories or whatever. But to me, it's all these cool things that make this sting even harder. This is offering me things I wanted to see in a console game. And they're in a mobile game. And not just a mobile game, but a mobile game tied to a subscription service. I don't know anyone who uses Apple Arcade. I know what it is, I've heard there's a few decent games on it, but I haven't met a single soul who pays for it. The concept is cool, I guess, using a subscription service model so the developers don't have to aggressively monetize their games, but most people don't take mobile gaming seriously enough to pay monthly for it. Personally, I barely play mobile games. I have like 10 games downloaded on my phone that I only ever play when I'm super bored or waiting in a long line somewhere. 2 of those games are the Sonic Forces mobile version and the Sonic 2 Retro Engine port, and they're great for when I need to waste a few minutes by doing a race in Forces or playing a zone in Sonic 2. But this? A full 3D Sonic game? For mobile? I don't want to sit on my phone for hours playing a game. I'd rather do that on a console where I can play with a controller and look at a monitor. I know there are setups where you can do that with mobile games, but why should I put in that effort? There aren't any mobile games I want to play like that. They're mobile games! Even Dream Team looks held back by it being on mobile. The graphics are really bland. They remind me most of Sonic Speed Simulator on Roblox, which makes sense because Roblox games are all playable on mobile devices too. The levels all have pretty basic designs, not wanting to overload the screen with too many assets or else, it'd lag. Why isn't such a cool game concept being put on a system that can truly bring the vision to life? Because Apple's got money, that's why. How did they afford to create such a cool 2D intro? Apple money! How were they able to get T. Lopes to do music for a mobile game? Apple money! Why was Sega so willing to bring Cream back for the game despite being so stubborn about not bringing her back for the past 12 years? Apple money. There are already 2 Sonic games on Apple Arcade, Sonic Dash Plus and a port of Team Sonic Racing just called Sonic Racing. Wow, great title. But I'm guessing those weren't big enough games to get Sonic fans to subscribe to Apple Arcade, so Apple gave Sega $1 billion to have them make an original game for the service. And, well, there's a chance this strategy might work. Literally every comment I've seen is complaining about the Apple Arcade exclusivity, but I'm sure there are a ton of die-hard Sonic fans that will happily pay for it to get their hands on more Sonic content. As for me, I'm not sure yet whether I'll try playing it. I guess I'll wait for the game to come out first and see if it's good, and if it is good, maybe I'll do a free trial of Apple Arcade or something to give the game a shot. But that also might be a bad idea, because if I really like the game, I'll have to pay monthly to keep playing it, and that would suck. Just let me buy the game at a flat rate. What happens when the Apple Arcade service ends? Will the game just go away forever despite me being fully willing to pay for it? It's the same problem with movie and TV streaming services. If the service shuts down or decides to remove a piece of content, there's no legal way to access it anymore. So, in summary, I hate this game release because I love the idea of the game. There is cool stuff here, and it's offering things I'd genuinely be interested in if it was on a console. But it being locked to Apple Arcade is greatly hurting its accessibility and potential. We can only hope that someday it'll get a console port. I'm sure if Sega dropped it on the console eShops for like $10, there'd be tons of people willing to pay for it. We'll just have to wait and see. Oh, one more thing before I wrap up. As I was recording this, I figured out that Dream Team will also be playable on Mac. So that fixes the whole looking down on your phone problem, but it's still an Apple Arcade exclusive on Mac. If I ever do get Dream Team, it'll probably be the Mac version so I can use a keyboard and have a larger screen, but I'm still hesitant to engage with the subscription service. At long last, a Sonic game that runs on Mac! But at what cost? Well, I'm done rambling for now. Leave your own ramble in the comments below. Will you be playing Sonic Dream Team when it releases, or is Apple Arcade your worst nightmare? Thanks for listening to my ramble, and I hope you come back for the next one.